he is doing and think that this is just absolutely wonderful. But there's trouble in paradise. We don't have time to play the whole clip, but Donald Trump yesterday on The View skewered the Skeksis and tells Obama to show the birth certificate. And look, if you want to join the FBI, you got to show the original. If you want to join the military, you got to have it unless you get a waiver. And if you want to join the CIA, you've got to, or you want to get into the State Department, but not if you want to be president. And they now admit, after years of denial, that no, he's not released the birth certificate. He's released a receipt of birth certificate. And then remember 3 months ago, Abercrombie was getting ready to go into office. And he said, when I get in office in Hawaii, I'm going to release it. And then he came out and said, well, we couldn't find it. And we're told Obama was born at 2 different hospitals. And they go, well, there was an announcement by his grandparents. Well, if he was born in Africa and they wanted to try to dummy up the records later and claim he was born in Hawaii, that's a standard fraud to put birth announcements to have family. Notice Mama didn't do it. The grandparents did it because they were the ones that were in Hawaii. And the way they're acting, they're hiding something. And it turns out that McCain was born in the Panama Canal Zone, and under law at that time, he couldn't be president. It's kind of like both Bush and Cheney. Their real residences were in Texas, and under the Constitution, you can't have president, vice president from the same state, but so what? The globalists love to set these precedents. We'll be right back.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support Infowars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother. Mainstream media. Government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are now into hour number 2. We did announce and post via Infowars.com the 3 winners, first, second, and third place of the answer to 1984's 1776 contest. But I want to verbally mention those great folks coming up in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes here on air ahead of Joel Skousen joining us. We originally set up Joel 2 weeks ago, just a few days before the Fukushima reactors began melting down and exploding. And there's new information on that I'll be covering coming up in this hour. To cover his third edition of Strategic Relocation, North American Guide to Safe Places. He's a leading expert in this. I originally had him set up to talk about nuclear fallout and disasters and his deep study of where safe areas are in the U.S., but also internationally. So it's very good timing to have him on now. This was, again, set up more than 2 weeks ago. But we're also, before we get into that, we're going to spend some time on his view of what's happening at Fukushima itself and the situation unfolding in Libya. They're actually intensifying strikes, but Germany's completely pulled out. And a lot of other NATO members are saying they don't have a clear roadmap of exactly what they're going to be doing in the future. In fact, let me just go ahead and start covering some of that Libya news right now. And then I'm going to open the phones up in the next segment for your specific quick comments or questions. 1-800-259-9231, completely wide open phones. 800-259-9231 will get you up and on the air. But White House says, again, Libya fight is not a war. It's a kinetic military action. Can't get any more Orwellian. Reuters has a fake poll out where it didn't even let people basically clearly say they're for or against the war, just what they thought the handling of the war was going from Obama. And so they're putting out the view that 60% back the Libyan military action. Also, analysts report that Libyan mission is clouded by confusion, but the White House put out a statement saying, no, it's clarity. So it must be true. Thousands shout for freedom in southern Syria, with reports that as many as 37 Syrian protesters have been killed. Hospital says, I have no doubt that could have happened. That family's been ruling that place for decades with an iron fist. The problem is they lied so much about Gaddafi and strafing innocent crowds. Turned out that wasn't true. He didn't run to Venezuela. He didn't run to Zimbabwe. And so with the history of lying, who knows what the truth is. But the main hospital in the southern Syrian city of Deraa has received the bodies of at least 37 protesters who were killed in a confrontation with security forces, a hospital official said Thursday. The Syrians said that the government said that it was an armed group of gangs basically working for a foreign power to destabilize the country, and showed piles of cash, hand grenades, and machine guns. Who knows what the truth is? I know this. You try to protest in America, and they don't give you the, quote, permit, they will attack you. And if you physically resist, the police will kill you. Will the UN invade us over that? Violates the UN Charter to involve yourself in the inner activities of a sovereign country, because it's recognized the UN could then become the tyranny it was designed to be. Continuing out of Ynet News, out of Israel, Egypt Air removes Israel from the map. Jordan stretches to the sea, an online map of Egypt's latest airline, though it continues to fly to Egypt. Egypt Air, the largest airline in Egypt, has removed Israel from the map, literally, on its website. Ynet has learned Jordan has reached the Mediterranean Sea. The airline subsidiary, Air Sinai, flies to Israel regularly, but customers seek flights to Ben Gurion National Airport have had a hard time finding them. On the map are the names of Middle East capitals, Amman, Beirut, Damascus, but Israel is nowhere to be found. The omission is especially odd, seeing as the company continues to fly to Israel 4 times a week. Is it a mistake or a message of things changing inside Egypt? Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com, or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Alex has told you that the Mideast uprisings over food prices and shortages caused by fuel costs are spreading worldwide. We're seeing the impact right here in the United States. Ethanol, that was supposed to reduce petroleum use and fuel prices, hit a 30-month high in February, and pump prices are expected to reach $5 a gallon. Because of shipping costs, food is being priced out of the reach of millions of Americans, with an expected 35% jump in the next 60 days. Move quickly while you can still afford it, and eFoods Direct will pay your shipping costs for you. For the best tasting, long-term storable food, you pay nothing for shipping and can put every dollar into food at today's prices. eFoods Direct, food so delicious you can serve it tonight or save it for the future. Take advantage of free shipping by calling 800-409-5633. On the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex. 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Recapping, a 6.8 earthquake hit Myanmar near the China and Thailand borders today. Some damage to buildings and one death have been reported so far. The earthquake was downgraded initially from a 7.0 to a 6.8 magnitude quake. We have Joel Skousen joining us to give us his expert political science take on North Africa, on the spreading demonstrations all over the Middle East. Now, again, when allies of the globalists, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and others have protest, and the government's machine gun the crowds with lead bullets, that is patriotism, that is good, that is human rights. When they fired rubber bullets and beat people with billy clubs and ran over them with horses in Brazil a few days ago, you know, Obama cut short his South American trip. He was just totally protested everywhere. National News, AP did report Obama, Infowars.com, V for Victory posters up in multiple nations. So the folks know what's happening down there. Info warriors down in Chile, of course, confronting David Rockefeller. Leave Chile! Leave Chile now, Rockefeller! Okay? Okay? Leave Chile now! You kill a lot of people! You're killing a lot of people! I love it, how he got in that guy's face. So the Info warriors are definitely down there. They're definitely down there exposing the globalist, and we want to salute all of them. I was just given a new Matt Ryan article. Apple rejects iPhone 4 radiation metering app. They don't want you measuring that radiation. Also, they're reporting that ion beams are coming out of the reactors. 5 that have been stabilized is smoking. 1, 2, 4 are smoking. Many experts are saying that it could go critical. You could not just have a normal full meltdown, spewing incredible Chernobyl radiation out. That's already ongoing. But a nuclear explosion could happen. And I broke that down in the first hour, but more on that coming up as well. But I do want to go to some of your phone calls right now. Jack, Gary, Sean, Al, Elliot. Now, no matter how informative and how awesome your calls are, I've got to limit my comments to what you say, and we got to move on to the next person or we won't get to you. But I want to hear from you right now. Jack in Japan. Jack, what do you have for us, sir?
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, just as I was waiting on hold to talk to you just now, we had another earthquake here. It is a pretty serious situation. We've had over 748 earthquakes in the last 13 days. And you are correct. The temperature in reactor number 1 has spiked to 400 degrees Celsius, and the design specs limit that particular reactor to 302. So we're looking at a pretty serious situation.
400 degrees Celsius, what does that calculate?